Macy, thank you so much for the wedding present. I just got it in the mail. No problem at all. You happen to marry my favorite brother, so I had to give you something. Stephen is also very happy to have gotten something from you. I suppose he has always been wanting a coffee maker himself, so that was very sweet of you to get him one. He always tells me about how well you know him, and that right there was a perfect example of what he was saying. I'm his little sister, so of course I'm going to know him well. Now, I'd like to ask, have you read that letter yet that I sent to you? I made sure to put it in the same box as your gift, so you should have it, right? Yeah, I have it. It's a list from you of all the things that Stephen likes and dislikes. You even write down in here the temperature he likes his baths at and the amount of chili he loves eating. This is really amazing, thank you. Young wives would usually never need something like that as a guide to their husband. But you, Jenna, you're a lot older, like my aunt even. So I thought it would be really nice of me to give that list to you so that you can take good care of him. Did you say I'm like your aunt? I really have always been wondering why my brother, of all people, chose to marry an older woman like you. Honestly, I probably won't ever know the answer to that. I really think that someone like him should have ended up with a younger, more pretty girl than you. Yet, here we are. You say that I'm an older woman, but he and I are the same age, right? I guess I am 1 month older than him, but that's nothing, really. But that's still 1 month older than he is. I'm sure you don't want to see it that way, but you are older than him, making you an old woman. I suppose so. Does this mean you're not a big fan of wives that are older than their husbands? Do you hate the idea that an older woman can marry a younger man? Of course I hate the idea of it. I have no reason to let any man, especially my brother, marry a woman who is older. What? I have checked in with my brother so many times now to see if he wanted to get married or not yet. And I tried so many times to get him to make that jump to becoming a married man. Really? But when it comes to my brother, he is a bit of a stubborn jerk. So, in the end, I said as long as he was getting married, I didn't care who it was to. So you really wanted him to get married, but only to a younger woman? Well, you both are legally married now, so there's nothing I can really do anymore. But just know that I have no reason to like you, Jenna, all right? And if there is ever a time where I feel that you aren't enough for Stephen, then I'm going to have you guys divorced immediately. What? You'll divorce us? So if you don't want me doing that to you, then I suggest you start paying attention to that list of likes and dislikes and do everything he asks of you. I want my brother's wife to be perfect for him, and that means that she has to take care of his every need perfectly. That's why I spent 3 days making that list up for you, all right? So don't let it go to waste. Well, I'm sure that's the case. There's close to 30 pages here. If I find out that you've gone and ignored my list for you, then I'll have you both divorced on the spot. You're the one that chose to become the wife of my brother, and if you want to stay in that position, you'll need to be perfect. Every single day of his life has to be the best, and that means you will give everything you've got and more to make that happen. Hey, Jenna, what the hell have you been making my brother do? In that list I gave you, it says that he does not like to cook. In that list I gave you, it says that he does not like to cook. Yet since you both got married, you've been having him cook every day? Stephen told me that since he now has a wife, he wanted to start working on improving his ability to cook. He wants for the both of us to be able to cook well, not just me. I'm sure he doesn't like to do it all the time, but he's the one that said he wanted to cook, so I've been letting him. No way. I put so much effort into writing that list, those instructions for you, and in there it says that only you should be the one cooking. It says in there that he hates to cook, so never make him pick up a pan and spatula. Yet you've been ignoring that for the past month now? I'm not really ignoring it though. Stephen told me that he wants to cook, so I'm letting him cook. That's it. None of this means that I'm just ignoring all that you wrote down for me in that list of yours. Shut up! I have no reason to be listening to some old witch tell me her excuses. Did you just call me an old witch? Do you get it now? I don't want you ever letting my brother cook in that house again. You follow my instructions to you to every letter. If you don't, I will seriously have you both get divorced. I will not let some old witch turn my brother into her slave.
Jenna, I wanted to talk about this coming weekend. Macy is asking if it would be okay to come here and stay the night. What do you think?
What? She wants to come over and stay at our place?
Oh, she told me she has an in-person interview in town this week, so she'll already be near us. Since it's a couple hours from home for her, she'd like to stay the night here. And since it's been a while for us, I'd like to meet her as well.
Now that you mention it, Macy is almost out of college now, right?
This month you're gonna be out the house for work quite a lot, right? But just 'cause you'll be gone most days, I didn't want to have her over without getting her permission as well. So that's why I'm kind of asking you now, what do you think about her coming over?
Well, if that's what you both want, then go ahead. And it does cost money to have to stay somewhere else, so she can save a little bit of money by being at our place.
Oh? Aren't you a little bit against it, though? It's not just that she's my little sister, but to you, she's still a little distant. I can totally understand you being a little bit nervous about having her over, so you can say no. I'll have her stay at a hotel.
It's not that I'm totally against it, but you're right about me being a little nervous. Just with her, you know that her and I aren't that close, like in terms of being nice to one another.
What? I didn't know that.
She really doesn't like me at all. She's already told me plenty of times before that she doesn't like me being the wife of her favorite brother.
Right. I think I know what you're on about. She has always been a bit too attached to me.
Well, I wouldn't say that she's just a bit attached. Anyway, if she wants to come and stay at the house, she can. I'll be out of the house then, so I won't have to see her any. Just make sure to lock the door to my office, and that will make me feel a lot better.
Good idea. You happen to have a lot of important documents in that room, so I wouldn't want her going in there snooping around. While you're gone, I'll do my best to talk you up around her, to maybe get her to accept you a bit more. I think that she just has the wrong idea of you, is all. She's able to learn more about the person you are and why I'm attracted to you, then I think she'll come around to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, I'm going to get back to work now, all right? Tell Macy I said hi. You are no longer allowed to come back here. When you get back from that business trip of yours, you are going to have to go someplace else. You are no longer my brother's wife. What? What do you mean I'm no longer his wife? I have no clue what you're talking about right now. You old witches really are the worst when it comes to understanding men. I handed in your guys' divorce papers because you've not been a good enough wife for him. What? So that means starting today, you are no longer his wife. And that also means that you're a stranger to us now. So don't come around Stephen's house again. Wait a second. You handed in our divorce papers? What? You're joking, right? Why would I ever joke about something as serious as your divorce? I just got back from the courthouse a second ago. What? Why would you do something like that? I get that you don't really think of me as the most amazing person, but handing in your brother's and my divorce papers without talking to us about your problems first? I know for a fact that you have not been following that list I sent for you word for word. When talking with my brother about you, he told me he's still doing the cooking a lot of the time. And what's worse than that is that recently you've been having him do some of the cleaning in the house as well. I wrote down specifically that only the wife is to do all the chores and never the husband. Stephen has been saying that he wanted to cook, so I let him. And when it came to the cleaning, he's been doing it without ever telling me. He told me that after getting into cooking, he's also wanted to learn about cleaning. I think this was all a great chance for him, so I've let him go at it. I've not been forcing him in any way to do all of that, and I'm still doing my fair share as well. Shut up! No matter what the situation is, I do not want my brother doing any chores. When he was back at my parents' house, he always hated cooking and cleaning. Now he doesn't even look like my brother anymore, doing all these things that you're supposed to be doing. Why are you getting so upset that he wants to do chores now? You know why? I don't want my brother becoming a better person for any other woman besides myself. So to protect my brother from you, I'm going to have him call you his ex-wife from now on. Don't tell me that you came to our house to stay because of a lie. You're in town right now for a job interview, correct? You didn't just come all the way out here to hand in those divorce papers, right? And you didn't choose the one weekend I'd be gone to come, right? I wasn't lying about being in town for the interview. I'm going to start working close to where Steven's living. I've been wanting to for a long time now and finally found a good company in town that was hiring. Is that right? No, I haven't officially been offered the job yet, but I know I'm getting it. Today was the first day of me interviewing, and it's going to be my last. Because that job is mine, and I know it. I'm going to be working in IT at a company that's relatively young and has a lot of good words surrounding it. I think this is going to be the perfect company for me. A company near our house that's been hiring people to work in IT? Is this Green Plus? I'm surprised you knew that. I suppose some old people like you do know a thing or two about the current world. Well, this company is going to be huge for me and will bring me lots of money. I cannot believe it. Could this actually be happening right now? And what makes this all the more merry for me is that I've gotten you away from my brother. I think once spring comes to an end, I'm going to move in with him and start working full-time here. I see. So you had us get a divorce and plan to take my place in the house? That's why you don't want me coming back now. You'll be able to live with your favorite brother once again. And all it required was for you to do something so out of this world. This wouldn't have had to happen had you just obeyed what I had written down for you. Then I would have refrained from divorcing you both. But this is what you deserve for thinking you could be my brother's wife. What? The old witch will never be coming back to us again. You are nothing more than a stranger to us now. You were never going to make it as his wife anyway. Well, you can kiss that job of yours goodbye then. Huh? Since you seem to think getting a divorce for two people you don't find match well is all right, then I'm sure you're fine with me doing the same to you, right? And I don't believe that you're a good match for my company. So at this moment in time, you are no longer going to be given that position in IT. Wait a second here. What do you mean, your company? And you think you can take away the job I'm getting? You have no reason to be able to do that to me. You don't think so? I guess I don't have a clue what I'm doing then, since I'm some old witch, right? Perhaps even though I happen to have many more years of experience than you, you think because you're younger you know better? What did you say? The company that seemed to be interested in hiring you, Green Plus, well, that happens to be the company I own. So in other words, I'm the CEO of it, and my word is law. So I can make sure you never come into my company, no problem. Huh? You're telling me that the company wanting to hire me is your company? Don't say it like that. You have no idea who we were thinking of hiring here yet, all right? Did we ever call you back saying you got the job? No. Today was the first day of the interview process, and that's it. We still have a lot of things to look through before we actually make a call on who we want. You say that, but I know the interviewer was very impressed by me and wants me to work there. And I was already told that if asked to interview, that pretty much means I've already gotten the job. And that's what was written online. There is no way the company doesn't want me and hasn't already put me on the payroll. You are right that getting to an actual interview does mean that the company is more interested in hiring you. But that doesn't mean you have the job in the bag yet. Not at all. You will get a call from us saying whether we want you or not, and you haven't gotten that call yet. Now, to be honest, I'm actually glad I get to do this to you, because there was only one other person interviewing, and it was hard to make a choice between one of you during the first interview. But now you've made that choice very easy for us. No way. I don't believe a thing you're saying about me. You are actually a CEO? And the CEO of Green Plus? There's no way that could be true. No way. And I was just as surprised as you are right now when you said you had interviewed at my company. But no matter how much you don't want to believe it, this is all the truth. Actually, when you went in to have your interview, the CEO wasn't in the office, right? Yeah, I was told that she's on a business trip right now. Do you remember who else is on a business trip right now? That's me. I never really like to talk about how I'm the CEO of a company because you'll start to attract all kinds of unwanted people. And when I first introduced myself to you, I only stated that I work for an IT company. So you never knew about my position in Green Plus, or that I even work there. But now you do, and it all makes sense because Green Plus is in fact an IT company. So go ahead and keep trying to deny the truth, but that won't save you anything in the end. but that's a lie! To be honest, I never really cared about you being so in love with your brother. But the fact that you just told me you had us divorced is something else completely. I will not have someone like you in my company. Who knows what other terrible things, unthinkable things you'd do in the office? And I'd be allowing all that if I hired you, and I'd have to pay you? No thank you. So that's why in the next couple days I'm going to let HR know that you are no longer being interviewed. Now, with that being said, you have failed your job interview and can go back home to your mom and dad.
Jenna, I heard what happened from Maisie. That idiot went and handed in divorce papers for us without saying a thing.
That's what it looks like. I'm sorry, but both you and I are no longer husband and wife.
Well, you don't have to get too worked up over it. They actually went to the courthouse the moment she told me and asked about it. They told me they hadn't processed the paperwork yet. Actually, they couldn't because they didn't have any way to verify if the papers were really ours, and so they put them on hold.
Really? Is that right?
They explained to me everything about the divorce process, and I went and told them to throw all the paperwork away. So, we are not divorced. When you're done with your business trip, you can come back home and there won't be any problems.
Thank you so much for doing that, Stephen. But even if we aren't divorced, we still have the problem of your sister. To think she'd actually do something as insane as that.
I'm so sorry about her. Even I'm speechless that my own little sister could do something as stupid as that.
That's right. To you, she's always tried to be this sweet little girl that you'd never be able to hate.
Actually, before having that divorce paperwork thrown out, I asked them to let me have a look at it. When looking at it, I could tell whose handwriting that was, so there's no denying that Macy was the one who filled it out and handed it in. I don't want to believe it, but I have to. I feel just so awful inside right now. Like, what should I do about this?
Has your sister always been that crazy about you? I think it's a great thing for siblings to be close and love one another, but the way she is about you is not healthy.
To be honest, that girl has no friends. Macy's always had trouble bonding with people. And since I was always around her ever since she was born, I guess she just assumed I was her only friend, and that was good enough for her. Over time, she completely gave up on finding any friends and told me I was the only friend she ever wanted to have.
Now that you mention it, I never hear about any stories of her with any friends.
I'm not sure if it's just natural for her or if she's been purposely trying to keep other people away from her. But she really says the most rude things to other people her age, making them run away from her the moment they have a chance. So even on those off chances where she would make a friend, it never lasted long. She's been on her own ever since she was a baby.
Really?
And now she doesn't want friends at all. Not even a boyfriend. She only wants her family. And that means just my mom, my dad, and me. I never thought her feelings for me would become this out of control. I'm gonna call my family right now. Have them come get her. So by the time you're on your way back home, she won't be here anymore.
Thank you, Stephen. I've actually been getting all the work I need to taken care of pretty quickly, so I'll be coming home the day after tomorrow.
Well then, I'll do my best to make you a very delicious dinner for when you get home. And I think I'll come and get you from the airport, if that's alright. Now until then, good luck with the remainder of your work.
Please let me join your company. If I'm not able to join your company, there will be no other jobs for me near my brother as they're all finished hiring. What's going on, Macy? Even if you can't get a job in my company, there are plenty of places to work in town. Well, actually, the problem is more with my university. If I can't get a job in your company, I won't graduate. But you have the credits too, right? No, I don't. I didn't pass everything. So I was hoping I'd get the job before the graduation and then would be able to drop out of school and still have a job lined up. But if you're not going to hire me, then I'm going to have to take another semester. Wait, really? The only reason I failed one of my tests is because I ended up getting really sick. And so during my time out of class, I totally forgot about the test and never asked my professor to schedule a different day for me. But the only reason I forgot to do anything about it is because I don't really have any friends here to remind me of that kind of stuff. Ah. I tried talking to the professor about it, but he told me that it was already too late and that he would have to give me a 0 on it. I totally forgot to ask the professor earlier, and now I'm going to pay for it. I never thought you not having any friends would come around to bite you in the butt like that. I tried to do everything to get that professor to raise my score, but he would never listen to me. I even told him that I had a job lined up and that if he didn't give me the score, it wouldn't really matter, but it would help me out a lot. But after saying that to him, he never responded to me again, and I don't have any more classes with him. Now I'm missing a credit that I need to graduate, and I can't find my professor to try talking to him again. I see, and that's why you want me to give you a job in my company now? It's already close to graduation now. I need that job, or else I won't meet the qualifications to work for you. So please, Jenna, give me that position, or any for that matter. Please let me work there. I want you to tell HR to take me back now. I'm sorry, but I can't do that for you. I made sure you were never hired because I don't want you in my company. And with a reason like that for wanting me to hire you, no way. This is all your own dang fault, so good luck. What do you mean it's all my fault? This is going to cost your cute sister-in-law her future. Oh? Who is this cute little sister-in-law you're talking about? I don't know anybody like that. Huh? Macy, you're not cute to me, and I barely think of you as my sister-in-law. I mean, you were the one that tried getting me divorced from your brother, all because you don't like me, right? I don't want to help anyone that thinks doing something as crazy as you did was okay. But the divorce never went through in the end, right? So you don't have to be so upset about that now. Can't you just help me out this once? No, thank you. Try again and see if you can convince another company around here to hire you. And if you can't do that, then you'll have to settle with another semester at college. But I don't want to do another semester. I don't have any friends here and it's too much work. And I sure as hell won't be making any friends now with everyone knowing I had to retake a class. No. Well, then drop out of there. No way. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Are you a 5-year-old? I hope not. You have too many things you are responsible for now, whether you like it or not. So deal with your problems yourself, all right? I am not going to hire you, so make another plan to follow. After that, Macy wasn't able to find another company she liked to hire her and had to do another semester at college. But that wasn't it for her, as both her parents told her that they had enough of her after she tried to divorce me from her brother, and she only made it worse by having to take another semester. In this way, after their talk had ended, she was able to see just how disappointed her mom and dad were in her, and that led to them telling her to pay that final semester of college herself. For Macy, this was a huge blow to her mental health, and it would be impossible for her to get a part-time job with the way she thought about herself. She was able to find one after some time, but it's caused her to come home every day to her parents crying for them to help her. But even after getting into her final semester, she wasn't herself anymore and couldn't even focus in class enough to do well. Which led her dad to ask her if it was really worth it anymore to have her in their home, saying that she didn't seem to be taking life seriously anymore. After that, Macy tried going to her brother Stephen for some help. But Stephen was no longer happy with her and ignored all her calls and texts. Once Macy had learned that not even her favorite brother wanted to help her, the bright and youthful eyes that she once had faded completely.